Let's start it off with the main event. Featherweight bout here. Sodiq Yusuff coming in at -160 against Edson Barboza, sitting at +130. Over under 3.5 rounds. +125 for the over, -155 for the under. As I said earlier, Sodiq Yusuff been off for quite some time. His last fight was October of 2022, so he's been off for over a year. But that was against Don Shanis, and that wasn't really a fight, man. It lasted 30 seconds. If you go all the way back to his real, fight against a ranked opponent, Alex Caceres, and that was March of 2022. So stepping in here against Edson Barboza, was coming off a big win against Billy Q, a much-needed win for him because he was on a bit of a streak, 2 in a row, and then comes back with that flying knee. It was beautiful. We were there in attendance to see it, and he's 37 years of age, so if he's going to do anything, he's got to go now. He's always a tough fight, and he's going to be a tough fight on the feet for anybody, and that's probably where Sodiq Yusuff likes to keep the fight for the most part. What are you liking in this one?
Yeah, it's tough because I love Edson Barboza, and especially seeing what he did to Billy Q in the last fight. He's obviously dangerous at any point in this fight. He's got the power, obviously the knees up the middle. He can kind of strike with the best of them, obviously. And it's how he's built his name. And the one thing I catch myself doing when I hear Edson Barboza is I think about like 2014, 2013 Edson Barboza. And that's who I'm envisioning in the octagon fighting, guys. But the truth of the matter is, outside the Billy Quarantillo fight, he doesn't really have a great win in a long, long time, probably since Dan Hooker in 2018. I mean, he beat Billy Q, great win. Outside of that, he beat Shane Burgos, who left the UFC and has struggled in the PFL. He beat Makwan Amirkhani, not in the UFC anymore. And then he's lost to guys like Bryce Mitchell, Giga Chikadze, Dan Ige, Paul Felder, and Justin Gaethje, all top high-level guys. But I think Sodiq Yusuff is a few fights away from being in that category of one of the top guys in this division. I think he's got the skill set and the tools. So overall, I think this is a tough fight for Barboza. And if you notice, like Barboza's last 2 losses, Bryce Mitchell, Chikadze, even Dan Ige before that, guys with good pressure, especially Bryce. Bryce got in his face and, got 4 takedowns in the fight and really put the pressure on him. And Barboza was having trouble deal with that. And I kind of noticed in that fight that, at this age, he's still got power. He's obviously got a little bit of speed, but he's more so looking for the big knockouts now. He's not in there fighting guys in these 3-round decisions and winning them. Like, he's going in there for the knockout. And if he doesn't get it, a lot of times he's losing these decisions. And against a guy like Sodiq Yusuff, who is strong, he's fast, he'll march forward and put the pressure on guys and throw some big shots in there as well. Good takedown defense, which I doubt he's going to need here. But all around, I just think Sodiq Yusuff at this stage in his career is going to be a lot better in this fight. I think he gets the win. You look at Edson Barboza's striking numbers. I mean, lands 4 significant strikes per minute, gets hit with 4.12. It's a negative striking differential. And for Sodiq Yusuff, lands 5.3 per minute and only gets hit with 3.65. So that basically right there tells me what I need to know, especially at the point in these two careers. I think it's Sodiq Yusuff in this matchup.
Yeah, I'm tempted to just rock with a dog, considering the last like 4 dogs in the main events have come through. But
right, exactly.
And considering it's Edson Barboza, he's always dangerous, and crazy stuff happens at the apex. But when I watch it, and I'm like, who do I really think is going to win? I think Sodiq Yusuff's going to win. I think he can hang with him on the feet. And what I've really looked at in the past couple of fights for Sodiq Yusuff is the way he's mixing in at least some sort of grappling, whether it's cage control, press him up against the cage, even the takedown defense and grappling exchanges against Alex Caceres, who's a really good grappler. He was able to get out of it, and just seems like he's adding a lot of that to his game. Last time out, gets the guillotine choke in 30 seconds. It looked really slick. Granted, the opponent wasn't the best, but I think he comes in here and probably gets a win. And like you said, I mean, Edson Barboza seems like he's just looking for that, that one big punch to like finish guys. Will he be there early on? Absolutely, but I think Sodiq Yusuff should be able to handle this. He'll be the pick for me. But yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on the line, because maybe if it gets a little bit too high for Yusuff, I'll go the other side. Or maybe we'll get a better price as the week goes on. people love to take Edson Barboza at plus money, so hoping they do.